It's a little bit of a delay, but it's never a delay when we coming up with the Can We Not podcast.
Hey!
What month it is?
I already know what month it is. Come on, get lit.
It's Pod Month. Do you remember?
Can We Not podcast?
We're a couple of weeks early for this.
We're coming in live and full of facts. It's my Stop. No.
You skipped a couple.
No. You skip mad bars.
Because we
You
don't want to
skip
get
wind and
sued.
fire. You was just Earth.
Gaijin, Suikin,
Yeah, you just was Earth. You came in with the wind and the fire.
It's Earth. That's the month.
No,
you know?
but anyway, it's the good morning. Welcome to the Can We Not podcast, episode 61.
Yes.
That's
61.
right, episode 61. We back in the studio. So shout out to Crescent Radio, shout out City Worlds Radio, shout out to Jade helping us out on the engineer board, shout out to Tone with his machine, messing around with the cameras, and
Kenneth,
we got a lot going on in here.
I'm sorry. He brought brownies into the damn
He
studio.
didn't finish the intro.
You have crumbs
They
everywhere,
can't
man.
hear
We
the
can't come
brownies,
back.
bro.
Exactly.
Yes, I can. I can smell them. This is wrong. It's like the
Did you want
bodega
one?
ones. No.
These are the
What did you buy with my money?
Water for the crew. Jesus Christ.
I wanted water for myself.
This- Yo, how are y'all? So much
We
is
lit.
going on in the world, but
We
what's
lit.
up with y'all?
We lit.
You didn't even introduce us.
You don't have to.
Because y'all introduce yourselves by talking, so
We the same people every week. Let's just get
introduce
into
yourselves to the new listeners.
First time
it. No, I'm
listeners.
kidding. I'm kidding. No. We lit. All right. Yeah, it's Akai. Mr. I might be Earth, Wind, and Fire by next episode because of copyright infringement. And yeah, this week was pretty dope. It's pretty dope. This past weekend I got the chance to help out a friend. Her brother just got married. Shout out to them. We were trying to figure out how to get a couch down into a basement that did not fit the couch. And I had to watch my friend Harvey, Leona, shout out Harvey, struggle and basically melt into a Filipino like mess. Like he was really struggling trying to put this damn couch into this basement. The grunting.
How much like property was destroyed in the process?
His back.
Damn.
And maybe his hips.
Only him?
Yes.
He didn't damage the house.
You
at
don't
all.
understand. Like I had to watch him like I'm sorry, Harvey, I'm not doing it justice. But he was just I felt so bad. He actually took a shower at the place that we were like, moving the couch to. So shout out Harvey and his moving skills. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna hire him for moving. Not at all.
Kenneth, how are you? My karate co-host.
What's up? How you doing?
Do you do karate?
Yes, I do.
Just karate?
That sounded weird.
Yeah, that was high.
This is a remix. Episode 61, fucking with the
Gotta
vibes.
switch it up every once in a while.
Go ahead, but how? What's up with you?
None, man. Just chilling, enjoying the new school year. Working with kids. Got a new batch of kids. And new batch of kids means
New year, new kids. Who this?
Exactly. Like, who are you?
It's mad hard learning all them fucking names.
It is. I do attendance. I'm sorry. It is.
yo.
It's terrible.
I meant the cat. Who are you? Who are you?
All right, but we have a guest in the building today, guys.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we have a young, talented comic who I've met at the Comic Strip Live. Guy
Shout
sitting
out to
next to
Comic
me.
Strip.
No,
Okay.
come on, they ain't paying me.
Not yet.
When Richie send the bag, then when I get my main residency, then
Your main residency.
yeah, then it's lit. But we got DC Williams in the building. Shout out DC Williams. What's good? What's good? What's good?
Thank you.
How are you? How are you?
Good, man. Good, man. How are you guys doing?
Good,
Chilling.
Good.
Shout out to the fact that Evan is the only one with armrests on his chair.
Yeah. Wow.
Comes with the
There's a lot of different.
comes with the host territory.
That's crazy.
Comes with the host
I
territory.
see.
Yo, y'all niggas canceled.
There you go.
Yo, did we still keep that sound effect? That's dope.
Well,
I ain't
we're
even
on
moved my
that
mouth.
different recording material. But DC, any
Yeah.
what's going on with you? Got anything to promote? Anything you wanna?
Yes, tonight at Greenwich Comedy Club, I'll be doing a very good comedy show by Robert Puncher and Eric Groom. So you guys want to come out and see me do some time? I don't know who's watching, where you guys are watching it, but I'll be at the Greenwich Village Comedy Club tonight. At
Got anything
7:30.
coming up in the upcoming weeks?
Upcoming weeks, Comic Strip Late Night.
Hey.
Shout out to Comic Strip.
And probably a few more shows.
A few more shows, but always.
Yeah.
What's your social media?
At only DC Williams. The O is a 0, so 0NLY DC Williams. You can follow me there for everything.
That way you always get updated when DC got some future shows.
Yes, sir.
Now, DC, you are new to this show.
Yeah.
You are a guest this week.
Virgin, first time.
I know you can, as you could tell from us setting up, that we're very
Experience.
We're a very new podcast. We're a very new, young, fresh, developing podcast. We're out here.
Yeah. Just to prepare you, you might hear some stuff, some silly stuff going on, but it's all in the spirit of
We're a serious
comedy.
podcast with silly
we're a
moments.
silly podcast with serious moments. Now, where do you guys want to start?
Well, since DC is a comedian, why don't we start with Eddie Murphy announcing his 2020 comedy tour?
Oh, shit.
Oh, really?
Oh, should I press the applause button?
I heard about that, and it's so. I also agree. Someone was saying that he probably should not start with a tour, like a major tour first, and I was kind of agree with that same thing, maybe. But I don't. I guess he could do whatever he wants. He's Eddie Murphy, so he just gets
He did music with Michael Jackson. I'm sorry.
How do you guys feel? What'd you say?
Oh, he had a band.
Yes.
That band was interesting.
He was like the Snoop Lion before.
Yeah, I
Snoop Lion was
remember that
Snoop Lion,
song.
so not a music
cool,
podcast, but
No, go ahead. This
I
is
like
Eddie
when
Murphy.
people do
How do you guys
multifaceted,
feel about
man.
Eddie Murphy announcing a tour? You guys gonna go?
I ain't gonna go. I'm not even gonna lie. There's nothing that's gotten me hyped up to go to a comedy tour.
Don't
or
you feel
special.
like people are hyped because they feel like they're supposed to be? Though?
Yeah.
You wasn't
Yeah.
at the IFTY LA tour.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I
Yeah, I
wonder
flew out and
why.
everything, and I was just trying to make sure I got to that Chick-fil-A in time. But no, I
Eddie Murphy.
personally, unless it was Chappelle, and I wanted to see Chappelle on Radio City Music. I think it was Radio City Music Hall that he did the nights and everything. I was like,
too.
yo, I would definitely want to see that because of
Right.
who he's bringing out and what he offered.
And cultural relevancy too.
Yes, like it was reminiscent of the block party he did.
Yeah.
Like that. If you bring something like that,
I love
the
that.
comic aspect and the music aspect, it'll remind me of Def Comedy Jam. I think that's what I would want to see.
Come together.
If I'm gonna go to a tour, especially for an older comedian that I haven't seen any material from in years.
But Dolomite's coming out. He's got that movie.
I feel like I'll watch Dolomite because it looks funny. There's a lot of funny people in it, and T.I.'s in it, which is just fucking funny.
And he'll be
in
hosting
itself.
Saturday Night Live in December.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'll watch that before I make my final decision on whether I want to see him on tour.
didn't he come back for the 40th anniversary or
Yeah.
I really want to see it, but I don't. I can't say I'm hype or anything. But Dolomite, I'll watch.
I just applaud you guys for being honest because I tried to say that before when I was on the Need to Know podcast and I wasn't excited. Like, what? We're going to pull your comic card. It's Eddie Murphy. To
That's
the average
so
person, a lot of
bullshit.
people they're hyped to see Eddie.
Yeah.
They want to see it. So I feel like Eddie Murphy does have enough celebrity
I'll
where
watch
people
the
might want to watch it, but who knows if it's going to be
Yeah.
of quality or not, because even Eddie said it in Comedians and Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry Seinfeld. He said himself that, it's been over 20 years since he's done comedy, so he wants to get back into clubs. He wants to get back in the rhythm because he knows that he's rusty.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how it is in the stand-up world. If you don't do a set in a while, I could not do stand-up for a week, and I get on stage, I feel rusty.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't stay consistent, you lose that
sure.
a piece or step of your skill. So who knows what it'll be? I mean,
a whole week
That
though?
shit's-
Really?
yeah, a week fuck me up.
Like what else other than consistency is
The
determining
consistency
factor?
that
That's literally it.
what plays a part in taking you out of your rhythm?
my health. If I'm sick, there's been a
no,
bunch
no.
of times I'm jumped on stage sick with a headache or a
you
fever,
killed.
and I'm like
The first
no,
row.
or I get cotton mouth, like I don't drink, like things like that.
shit.
If you get dry, if your mouth gets dry in the middle of a set, you're gonna mess up. You're gonna mess up your punchlines because you can't put the emphasis on the proper words.
Yeah.
Your breath control's all out of whack. Like little things like that. No,
No,
I
okay,
don't smoke or drink.
Yeah. Oh,
But
wow.
there are people who do, and things like that affect them too.
I do not get it. Yeah.
Like-
I tried that once.
No, but I know comics who do, they feel the need, they need to get high because they find themselves funny when they're high. But then they get on stage and the audience is
That's not the goal.
it's not mutual for the audience.
goal of comedy.
If I'm laughing at myself, I think it'll be funny.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different factors that go into it, but always hoping the best that Eddie Murphy does do his tour and it is successful. Because who knows, he could be announcing his tour is starting in 2020. He could be hitting clubs tonight.
Yeah,
on the low.
But also, if you're a comedian, stop pretending to want to see it though. If you don't want to see it, or you don't really that interested, just don't pretend like you want to. It's Eddie Murphy. Shout out to Eddie Murphy. We love him.
Yeah, that fake niggas on fake shit.
Speaking of that though, what is there any like comics you would want to see, like past or present, that you would absolutely want to see?
Oh yeah,
Bill Cosby.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's doing a mean set down at San Quentin.
That's what you say. He's doing a mean set down in solitary confinement.
That's funny.
You see, the thing with needles and pudding pops.
That nigga probably killing too. He killing the lunchroom.
So the prison night open mic, you don't think he?
He killing.
I bet nobody wants to share drinks with him though.
2 drink minimum.
They're like, fuck that shit. Like I heard about you, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Speaking of comedians, let's go to Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, there's been a lot of news about Kevin Hart this past week.
Is he
What
fine?
happened with him besides the back?
Yeah.
thing?
First and foremost, let's speak on his health. He had back surgery, major back surgery. He's recovered. There's been recent news.
He had like 3 fractures in his spine from that accident.
Yeah. And the reports are, as of today of us recording, I saw reports of him walking.
Oh, okay, good.
So he's in good health. He's gonna make he's expected to make a full recovery. So a round of applause for that.
Hardest working man in comedy, definitely.
All right, now to get to this nigga. Now, outside of his health, there's been some shady shit going on about Kevin Hart throughout the week.
Damn.
Now, everybody was praying for prayers for Kevin because of the accident. Then on Tuesday, Monday night going into Tuesday, Kevin Hart was on the HBO show The Shop, which is like a podcast with LeBron's friends and a bunch of famous people. Kevin Love, Lil Nas X, Charlamagne the God, and LeBron's friends was all there.
But no LeBron.
He's busy.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. He's too busy trying to get it copyrighted.
Crazy.
Wait till he finds out about Chicken Wing Wednesday. It's gonna be crazy.
Chicken wing.
But
Yeah.
whatever. Listen, Kevin Hart got some flack because of his comments towards Lil Nas X.
Which were what though? Because I heard about it. I heard people talking about it, but I didn't know. Like, what did he say regarding his?
So somebody asked Lil Nas X why did he feel the need to come out as homosexual after his song hit number 1 on the Billboard charts. And, he was starting to answer it by saying, it was hard, growing up and, wanting to talk about being gay. And then Kevin Hart interrupted him with a glass of wine in his hand saying, yeah, so what? He's gay. So what? Like, it's your business. Don't let other people try to dictate how you should feel about you being you.
So it was comedic. It sounds a little bit.
It was a little comedic, but his ultimate point was don't let other people define you for you. You make the statement. You don't have to explain yourself to people who you don't have to. You really don't have to. That was
wasn't
his
he
ultimate point.
Himself?
He was starting to, but Kevin Hart stopped him and said, "You don't have to. If you're gay, you're gay. That's just it. You don't have to explain it. It's nobody's business."
But wasn't he in that moment defining himself, and this person was literally just interrupting him and just being like, "Yo, wait, hold up."
But he's saying,
before you define yourself, don't,
yeah,
don't let anybody, not even me.
No, he said, "Don't define yourself." That's what he's saying. But he got a lot of flack because they tried to say that Kevin Hart was being dismissive of the struggles and the plight of the homosexual people.
I think it was just being dismissive of Lil Nas X in that moment, not
but
just like a whole people.
I don't know. I'm kind of there with Kevin in terms of like nobody cares, but maybe he just shouldn't have said it. And it is every time he has a fucking drink in his hand, he says some crazy shit. I realized. I mean, he was at the football game. He was drinking.
Yeah. Oh, there's been some other crazy shit too. We're gonna get to it. We're not done on Kevin Hart. But yeah, he said that he got a lot of flack for it. Lil Nas X responded in person, just saying like, "Yo, it is hard coming out. Growing up where I'm growing up, and if you from where you say you from, you should understand too that it's hard coming out in those type of areas when you grow up in the hood." Yeah. And I struggled with this thought all week because a lot of people trying to quote unquote cancel Kevin Hart. Again. Oh, he's dismissed. Yeah. He's being dismissive. You're undermining the plight of gay people and all of that. I felt like at first I was like, nah, because today times are more accepting of the LGBT community. Yeah. And it's almost as if if you don't approve of it, you don't like it, then you're canceled, you're shunned in public. That's just how it seems in today. That's how I thought about it at first. I'm like, nah, it's different because back in the 90s and early 2000s, even 10 years ago, it was way harder to be accepted as gay in any type of professional spotlight. It was like you couldn't be.
You had to wait till you're like,
unless you were Ellen.
yeah, like
if you were a lesbian.
No, yeah, Ellen.
But even that was hard for her too, right?
Exactly.
At the time.
No, but you had to wait till like your big social, I guess your media star had like started to descend. It's like, oh, I'm fading out of the spotlight. Well, guess what? I'm gay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what? That's a good question. What made him want to even say he's gay? Like, if you know what I mean? Like, like, why does that even matter?
That's what Kevin Hart was trying to ask, and then that's where my brain went with it.
Get from that,
and I was trying to say that. Well, in today's days, it's a lot easier to say that you're gay than it was back then. And then I thought about it some more. Well, I was like, damn, you know what, Evan, that is kind of fucked up because I am still undermining whatever plight that they have today. I am still undermining it by saying, hey, it isn't as bad as like it was back in my day. Yeah. Like it's kind of like when you tell your parents you're upset and they're like, what are you upset for? You don't pay no bills. You don't do no. It's like, well, I'm still depressed.
If you're gay, I need to see it, man. And you need to prove it
I gotta
to me.
see that gayness.
Take it out. I haven't seen him with no gay dudes. Like no, like I don't like when celebrities be like, I'm gay. You never see them with a dude. Like Sam Smith is gay. Like you know he's gay. He's not trying to not be gay. It's like Sam Smith, you're just gay, and that's cool.
This is dudes that talk
about
exactly. I get what you're saying. There's guys that talk about gay stuff and talk about being gay, but they don't walk it like they talk.
So what are you doing? Is it publicity? Is
it comes across as disingenuous?
Like the new like. Oh, maybe it's like an Illuminati stunt. So you just say like, "Oh, I'm gay," and I get more attention or something.
And when
like
they don't actually be about the movement, they're not at any of the parades. It comes across as disingenuous.
But I feel like he has a lot of like stigmas stacked up against him.
Oh no, trust me.
Like
that's where my thought was going.
Yeah, he's a rapper, but he was also kind of like blowing up because of a country song.
Yeah,
and then a lot of flack is gonna come from. I mean, it's considered a country song. He went to the AMAs, all that.
That was all
down.
a conspiracy.
But
they set that up.
Can we not conspiracy?
He's signed by Columbia. They set that up. You know who else is signed up by Columbia? That Billie Ellis bitch.
Billie Ellis.
Whatever her name is.
Eilish.
Whatever her
not
name
a music
is.
podcast.
The whisper singer who also hit a #1 song in the country, and I've never heard of this song before. And then once you're like, why is this #1? Who likes to whisper when you sing?
That was pretty good.
#1.
Keep going. Please
Not a
keep
music
going.
podcast.
Don't ever.
No.
Please.
No.
You look like a cucumber.
My point.
I need you to keep going.
My bigger point was my train of thought was saying that no, it is easier today than it was back then. And then I said, nah, that's messed up. I'm undermining their plight. Then I came to the thought of, nowadays in the professional world and in society on social media, it's as if there's been such a strong wave of support of the LGBT community. Okay. But in your hometown, in your rural areas, in the real world, like in your families per se, but in the household, you may not get that support. You might still face discrimination from like your neighbor, your local grocery store. Like you still face that.
Right.
And because of that strong wave of support, there's also been strong pushback in the recent years. Think about all the nightclub shootings that was because like all the attacks on gay people, and there's still trans people being killed every day. But I'm just saying that there's been lives lost. So I'm like, damn, you know what? If I was I can only imagine what it would be like to be a kid who is a part of that community, and then they want to come out and just be themselves, but then they see on the news a whole nightclub getting shot up of people celebrating who they are in a place that was welcome for them, that was made for them, and they went and they're being slain and killed and slaughtered.
You know what's so interesting about the Lil Nas X thing is just like who's to say? Because I know some gay people, and I haven't heard any of them talking about it.
What do you mean?
Like,
support?
Like, just in terms of, like, how, like, I don't think the gay community or gay people on the day-to-day are that invested in people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay. They're not invested in his sexuality.
Yeah, or just a lot of famous people's sexuality, like in general, because he's not that famous. Like his song came out, it's pretty big and all that stuff, and he got pretty famous. But I don't see gay people like, oh yeah, Lil Nas X is gay. Like, that's so great for you. Know, there's no like real, I don't know any. I don't even feel like most gay people care. And I feel like we're always assuming like we're speaking for the community that we don't even know if a gay person is even saying anything about it, or do they care, or do they even feel any kind of way? Because Kevin Hart still has gay fans. You can't pretend like he doesn't.
No, that is true.
A lot of
That,
gay fans.
that is very true. In today's social media age, there is a sense of a need for people feeling like they need to speak for somebody
Right.
else. We talked about that last week when I was talking about the Richard Pryor thing and his son. I was just like, yo, whatever Richard Pryor Jr. wants to do about this alleged situation with Paul Mooney, I support that. I'm not going to tell him what he should do.
but-
It's just that whatever he chooses to do
But
is what I
also,
support.
the body. He said they had sex, so I mean, there's nothing to do. If he had sex with his son, they had sex with each other. It's not. You know what
Hey,
I mean?
I don't know, man.
And
He's a kid. I don't know.
was he a kid?
Yeah, he was a
kid?
he was a
He
kid.
said he was underage. At the
Yeah,
time.
he was
He was
underage.
underage, but was his son still a participant though?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I ain't
kinda
running him
always
down.
thought
I
Paul
don't
Mooney was a
know.
little gay though. I never cared, but I just was like, oh, he looks kind of gay. He has like feminine like behavior, and
He has unmasculine tendencies. I could see that. That
I
people
just-
can identify as that.
I just wish that, because I feel like in the black community, it's really not like cool to be like that kind of person. But I really feel like, because you could tell it's there, but you know he's not saying it only because of the community he's from. In a sense, like he talks all this woke stuff. And
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like maybe it wouldn't match with the brand of him being
Got
his
you.
sexuality being either bisexual or like any kind of, you know what I'm saying? Because
People are brand conscious.
stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
people are
he's-
brand
It's
conscious.
very like. He's
I
very
haven't
in white
heard any
people's
of it.
face, and
Yeah.
black people this, and
Haven't heard
white
any.
Hollywood is this, and you've never heard his comedy?
You talking about Paul Mooney?
Paul Mooney?
Yeah.
Who's Paul Mooney?
He doesn't. Don't worry. Don't. But Kevin Hart, though, does Kevin Hart deserve the flack that he was getting?
No,
Yes.
man, no.
Yes.
No.
Kevin Hart.
He's a
deserves
comedian.
No flack.
He's a comedian. Yes. They should censor everything they say.
No.
They're very rude,
Stop.
and I feel
Yes,
like they
they are
have a
rude.
lot
They are
of
rude.
they have a lot of issues that they're not dealing with.
Yes. and
Also-
we keep trying to deal with them on stage, but that shit. Gets
They
us in
try to
trouble.
get it out, but then
So let's talk about Kevin Hart's issues.
Yes.
Have you guys heard
He-
about the most recent information that's come out of the Kevin Hart car accident scandal?
Nah,
He didn't pay
I
the
don't really-
insurance. Or?
No. Apparently, there's reports that when people came to the scene to call 911, Kevin Hart wasn't there.
You have to dip.
He wasn't at the car. He got in. He called his security and went home. And then, because the accident took place 20 minutes from his house, and he went home, left the two other passengers in the car, got his security, went home, and got his wife to call 911. And there's audio of his wife making a 911 phone call, sounding
panicked.
very confused on what exactly happened.
You would do that. I
So-
believe it.
He
You would do
panicked.
that, Evan. Evan, you would do that.
When when
would do
the
that.
people called,
You would do that.
they said that there was nobody in the driver's
was me
seat.
and
But
you
in
in that car.
TMZ
You would
report, they
leave.
said that
He was in the driver's seat.
they said that somebody else was driving and that Kevin Hart was the passenger. So a lot of things just aren't adding up.
I mean, I just look at it. I don't know that situation. It's like
It's very similar to like the Terrence J situation.
It's very similar to
Terrence
the
J.
Jesse Smollett situation, where there's car accidents, there's people involved, and you don't know who did what and what did who.
But that,
Who done it?
but if Kevin Hart's really hurt, then I mean, come on, he's not faking.
Well,
that,
of course
right?
he's not faking the hurt part. We don't know
Yeah.
that.
Nah,
So did he really crawl out of that car?
Is
And
that
called
Go
his
into
security.
like that's what I'm trying to figure
And
out.
went
Like
into his
he,
phone, called his security, because the accident took place 20 minutes from his house.
because he has to get away from the scene as a public figure. He has to get away from the scene, or else.
And then I believe the report said that there was no alcohol in the alleged drivers.
And I want to say there was.
System.
But I'm not.
But
no,
if
I'm not gonna
but
say
my
that.
thing is
Edit
that
out,
it's
please. Edit that out.
it's the alleged driver.
Yeah.
But remember, like I said, the reports of people calling from who witnessed it happen, they said that there was no driver in the driver's seat. So
so
it
the car was
couldn't-
driving itself.
But didn't you?
Kevin was missing. So
But
maybe,
didn't you just say like he lived like 20 minutes?
Yeah.
This happened 20 minutes from the house, and then he like went home, and then
20
somebody
minutes
so that would then like affect blood alcohol content, like the amount of blood. I mean, alcohol in your blood and in your system would like decrease by
Shit,
that
bro,
time.
you're a famous person, and you crash your car, and you're looking around, and you feel like I don't know, these people in the car might be dead, and you're probably gonna run. And then call, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think it was that.
Panic instills or something like that.
definitely panic was involved, but I think that something was going on, and he obviously went home to hide something
I don't know. I don't know
and
anything.
tell his wife.
Kevin
Yo,
Hart in. I know what you did last summer.
Exactly. Basically, like, yo, babe, I don't want you to hear from the news. Let me tell you first. I love you.
Driving the car, bop, hit like 80 miles per hour,
They said they
bop,
hit Eddie.
before he got onto it.
That was a pretty good
Like,
Kevin Hart impression.
I'm just saying, why would he run if there wasn't something to hide? But also,
We'll never
how many
know.
years is he gonna do? If
How can you run
he's
if you have 3 spinal
responsible for that?
fractures?
Well,
Well, you just call security. They pick you up.
You're a
yeah.
goddamn scientist, bro.
Maybe they broke
I didn't
this.
even think
Maybe
about
it was
that.
only 2 on the accident, and them
He's
picking them up
Batman.
got the third. Who
He's like
knows?
doing-
Who knows? I'm just saying, as of right now,
I don't
shit
know.
look
I
kind of
don't wanna
funny.
add anything
And who knows?
bad.
More information might come out later on.
That
Who
comedy
knows?
special is gonna be lit though.
What if it's not?
Jesus.
Oh no.
But speaking of things coming out, not gay coming out, like new specials, the Bad Boys for Life trailer came out. Have you guys
Yeah,
seen
no,
it?
Yes.
we can skip over that.
Yes,
What?
I've seen it.
You seen
I've
it?
seen
You
it.
seen it?
I've
You
seen
seen
it.
it?
I watched it
into
with the
it?
sound off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I watched it with the sound off.
Uh,
I knew I was gonna be heartbroken.
What?
Not that I enjoy the Bad Boys series, but they did not need to do a third one at all.
I mean, people kept.
That's
begging
what I've
for
been
it,
saying for months.
Yes, but I just wanted to see them fail, and the trailer showed me that they failed.
So you have so much darkness on the inside of you.
It's good.
Jesus,
I
dude.
wanted
really does.
I wanted people to know.
Wow. What are you looking forward to?
Far Rockaway.
Are you looking forward
I've
to the
been
Joker
saying
movie?
it for months.
The Joker movie seemed like it'll actually be okay, but
I've been
I don't
in a
really.
lot of
Seems like
great.
it will be okay.
There's
No,
been a lot
I
of
just
great
don't want to
reviews
go
on that.
see it because I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna add all the elements of was it The Killing Joke?
Yeah.
Like that.
No, it's
movie.
not elements. It's elements from a bunch of different
But
comics and other movies called Taxi that somebody else made. But
He does stand up in it.
but I
so
feel
wanna
like
see
they're
that.
gonna like at least go into that territory, make it dark.
Yeah.
Like that's what DC fans like. I feel like
Yeah.
they like the darkness of the characters and they like all that.
but what
Marvel
if
is
the
just
Joker's
like,
in
you're
the
not
car with
impressed
Will?
either.
What if the
I'm not
Joker?
even like impressed, but it's just like.
But what if the
we've seen it.
Joker's in the car
I've
with
seen it.
Will Smith?
In a way.
What if he's the bad guy in Bad
What if
Boys?
Will Smith is the bad guy?
No, if the Joker is
Will
the
Smith can't
bad
be a
boy.
bad guy.
Actually, the bad
Too
boy.
much. Will Smith can't be a bad guy.
If the
There's three
Joker
bad boys.
is
It's
the
Martin
bad
Will-
boy in Bad Boys for
No,
Life,
no, that's not how it's
the
gonna
bad
work.
boy who laughs.
I'm lost.
This is good.
Too.
That was perfect. Nobody laughed for that one. That's
No,
great.
That was terrible.
Evan will not be at the comic strip tonight because he just got canceled.
No.
But you can catch me. But you can catch me at the comic strip live Wednesday for.
Shut the fuck up. Did it. But yeah, so y'all not excited. So I was right when
I'm
I said
excited about the Joker movie.
I'm talking about Bad Boys.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too. Yeah,
Really?
I'm watching that out of sheer fandom. I don't give a fuck if it's good or not. I'm watching it out of sheer.
who wants to
fandom.
watch Martin Lawrence breathe heavy for 2
I
hours?
do.
God
I can-
damn, we're
I
not
can
gonna
just
be
call
doing
up
this no
Harvey.
more.
Lowry, I'm tired.
Listen, I
The
want to
fact that
see
they
them all
said-
fat in the face and shit.
The
man.
fact that the words "one last time" was said in the trailer, I'm fucking
No.
done.
Was it really?
Yes, they said
It
that
was.
verbatim.
That's-
Come on,
that's
Mike.
some cheese right there.
One
but
last time.
So maybe the entire thing will be a parody.
Bad
Hopefully
Boys
it'll
for
be.
life. It was. Come on. It was. It
You
wasn't.
think they're gonna reboot the song?
reboot that fucking.
They did.
word,
No,
yeah.
they did in the trailer. If you
They
if
did?
You, if you had the sound on, you would have heard.
What you gonna do?
Hell no.
Bad boys.
Exactly.
Damn.
I'm not with it.
You're not with
I'm
it.
sorry. I'm not.
What are you with, man? I wanna know
I'm
what
with,
you're with.
Far Rockaway. Shout out to Far
What's
Rockaway.
up with Far
Putting it
Rockaway?
all on the map.
I used to live there as a kid. It's a shithole.
It is.
As Trump.
It is
referred
for
to.
people that
That's where he lives.
I've lived there my whole life. When did you
Damn.
live there?
I was born in Jamaica, Queens. I lived there as a kid, and I moved from Queens when I was like 6, 7. I moved to like Florida.
Ah, you
So
got out.
Mom has awful taste in states. No, I'm just
You got
kidding.
out.
But yeah, I got out. Yeah, I moved.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Speaking of Florida, shout out to the Florida man who bought like hundreds of generators to help out the people affected.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Someone in
What?
Florida did that.
That's
That's a bad boy.
Shout out to Florida.
he's a bad boy. I mean, what if he was
Evan.
a drug dealer?
Stop. You're
But this is an old one.
Evan, you're 0 for 3 right now.
My jokes would hit him. Toe would turn up my Bluetooth.
You don't need to turn up none of
you are
I
old.
got,
I don't
got
think
jokes
you need
coming.
the Bluetooth.
You're chucking up. The fuck was that?
Oh, the soundtrack. The soundtrack was lit for the first one, first and second.
I mean, you got Nelly on there.
Yeah.
Evan.
Evan, just distribute the ball, bro.
No, don't.
No, he ain't doing the
Generators.
generators. Son, if I get off the plane, fresh off the PJ with 100 generators, what do you think I'm doing? That's right.
Lighten up the community.
Do it for fun.
Let's
Do
do
it
it.
for fun.
Yo. Okay.
Bad Boys 2.
Okay.
This is before rap got weird.
Got 100 motherfucking generators.
Nah, Nelly was on the song.
Hey.
Rap was weird.
It was sing rap. It was sing rap.
You said he got 100 generators, bro.
Got 100 generators.
Yo, y'all niggas canceled.
That's a lot of
Damn,
power.
we are about to be canceled.
All right, there's been a lot of also bricks of cocaine washed up on the Florida beach shore too.
That makes sense, though, right? That's Miami you're talking about?
Is that how
so.
they pay for the generators?
Ooh.
Conspiracy theory with a
The Can We Not Podcast, Conspiracy Theories.
Damn, bro.
If the song just played fast enough, I would have.
I really hope that cocaine gets back to its rightful owner. I don't.
El Chapo?
I think
No.
I don't know, whoever, man.
The white people.
Yeah, even just
Shout out iHeartRadio.
the fucking white girls trying to have a good time. You know,
Fuck yeah.
that's usually what it sounds.
I mean,
I just know whoever found that.
it's gonna have a field. Wait,
Was
What
it
are they
the-
gonna do?
whipping it.
What would
whipping
you
it,
do?
flipping it,
What
yeah.
would you do? You have 100 kilos of
I'm
cocaine
just saying
washed
you
up.
wouldn't see it on the
I'm calling
news.
all the white
You
people
wouldn't
I
see it
know,
on the
man.
news.
Fuck yeah.
You wouldn't see it on the news because
Nah,
whoever
you wouldn't.
reported it was not the first person to find it. They were in the middle of somebody on the biggest re-up.
They took whatever
No,
they needed.
found
Yes.
20
And they
kilos.
was getting ready to come
15
back.
kilos.
And then they saw the
10
police
kilos.
there. Fuck!
They were like taking at least 5 of those, and then you're gonna be like, "Yo, I have some cocaine. I don't know what happened to it, but
Came
I saw
up.
10, even though it was
Most
50.
of it
My
dissolved. I
kids
thought
were
it was
making the
just powdered sugar.
sandcastle in there. Oh shit!
Why is it white?
Billy, get out of there!
Coke Castle.
You're fucking up the stash. I mean,
Your uncle out there snorting the whole cans.
He's tweaking. He's been building
done
a
coke?
blue whale since 6
Has anyone
a.m.
here done coke? Has
No.
anyone- no, really?
no.
No.
Why are you looking at me? No.
Why'd you look at him like that?
Jesus.
He has
yo.
the afro, bro. I don't think. Well, you kind of do too, but he has like a full afro. I don't see him doing coke.
It's like
with that.
ranging afros.
I see him smoking weed, maybe. You know, takes a lot of holistic.
Speaking
shit.
of cocaine,
Speaking of cocaine.
did you guys hear about this new craze going around about people putting sugar on their spaghetti?
That's disgusting.
Wait, how did you go
yeah,
from cocaine?
in like 5th grade though. Yeah, that was a weird segue.
Because
I thought you were like,
white
speaking
powder.
of cocaine, Richard Pryor. No.
White powder.
No,
Come on,
no.
see,
white powder.
yeah, come on. I'm listen, man. I'm the Segway sniper.
0 for 5. You're 0 for 5. Stop.
I'm,
sniper.
I'm the
Pass the
Segway
ball.
sniper.
Pass the ball before you get
None of y'all
benched.
turn your phone on to look at the topic. So
I've been here. You're looking down. You're looking down while you're dribbling. Come on, bro.
but
Sugar.
sugar on your spaghetti.
No, I don't put sugar on my spaghetti. I
That
put
shit is nasty. I've tried it when I was like 10.
I put
I
for
put
sure.
sugar on my bread.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
sugar in my
I feel like
cereal.
these
sugar
are all
sandwich.
like things that poor kids in the inner cities do.
This is what
what
white
we have to
people
do.
do for fun.
Inner and outer cities. First and third world countries.
It's disgusting. White people stop doing it and putting it on social media. It's like
I mean, I've done it
The
before.
only thing I
too.
put on my spaghetti is more Parmesan cheese. That's
Word, son.
Parmesan.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
Asiago?
What?
Asiago cheese.
Cheese?
Try Asiago
I mean,
cheese
yeah,
sometime.
but
Aged?
Parmesan is
yeah.
standard.
No.
not aged.
Not aged.
You're
Not all the
fancy.
time.
You're
Nigga
not
said
cultured.
aged.
I don't need to be Gouda.
aged?
You got Gouda?
Yeah.
You got Gouda
Niggas
cheese?
from the hood talking about aged cheese now.
Yes.
Like this is where we
Some upper
Artisanal
echelon
cheeses.
shit.
How far we've come.
Artisanal cheeses. That's
What-
that's
what-
how you know you
You
came
think
up.
Martin Luther King had some upper echelon cheese in his life?
I actually
Nah, bro,
did
that
not
nigga's
have the
eating blocks,
cheese that you are
government cheese.
He
referring
had
to.
government cheese.
Yeah, government cheese, man.
I actually
that's all
had
he-
Kraft
whatever kind of
singles.
cheese.
Probably that
Stop
was the
fucking
only
with your
thing
boy.
they could afford back then. You know what I
How
mean?
many?
No, they could. Why couldn't they afford cheese back then?
I meant like the government cheese. Like that's probably
Man,
all
they
they
didn't
could
even
blocks
have
that you
government
had to
cheese back
chop.
then. They have government
is
cheese
lit.
back then. When was government cheese invented? Just
At least the
look
government
at us.
gives you cheese. Like, think
Yeah.
about that. What other, fucking democracy or just government system they give you fucking free cheese?
Italy.
Did anybody get NBA 2K20?
No.
I'm going to
I've seen
this
people
upcoming
play it.
week. Like
Why?
by the time this video comes out, I will have had.
Is she buying it for you?
No,
Ooh.
no, I'm
No. So there's no females buying you NBA 2K20.
no.
Are they supposed to? What is this?
Do you have any? Do you have?
Wait,
Is that what you got
okay,
popping?
wait,
No,
wait,
I'm
wait.
just saying-
All right, wait,
Wait a minute,
wait.
Evan.
No. Hold up. I have a hot take on 2K20. I feel like women who buy their men 2K20.
Enablers.
Nope, they're not doing it to be like, oh, look at me, I'm spoiling my man, all this shit, whatever. They're doing it so that their man is distracted and can stay home and stop him from talking to other women and then be distracted while she goes and talks to other niggas.
Oh, come on.
You really?
That's what I think.
paranoid
my
shit.
shit.
That no. So wait,
Because
Because I've had a girl buy me like the last
And
two
you don't-
versions of
Let him talk.
I've had a girl buy me the last two versions of 2K, 2K18 and 2K19, and then all I've done was just stay home and play it, and then I never see her.
You never saw her
I
again?
never saw her again.
That's
And
crazy.
what do you
That's how she
think?
kept you on her roster.
Exactly.
Yo, that's crazy.
I was benched.
Do you think she
Wow.
was like?
You hate to see it.
You got drafted.
You think she
You
was
hate to
like?
think about it too.
Was she like out giving like hand jobs or something?
No, I
That
don't know what
would've
she's
been
doing.
crazy. She was playing with somebody else's joysticks.
Yo,
That's
babe,
what
come
she-
Yeah,
back.
that's what I was thinking.
So
was
you were
shooting on
benched.
Somebody else.
And
I was
locked.
benched.
Speaking of benched, guys, there's these new terms going out now in the dating world.
What?
Yeah, these 4 new terms. And I would like to know which one do you guys identify with. There's ghosting, which you guys are familiar with.
Yeah.
There's a new phrase called zombieing.
The fuck?
What?
Another
fuck?
phrase called
Oh,
benching.
We gotta get white
And then
people
a
out here.
newer phrase
White people
called
chill.
breadcrumbing.
Breadcrumbing.
Okay.
Stop.
Is
What
it
is that
real?
when you text one word at a time?
No.
Is that?
I'm gonna
gluten?
read.
Is it gluten-free breadcrumbing?
Breadcrumbing.
Artisanal breadcrumbing.
I am going to read it to you, and I would like to know which one do you guys identify
Off the
with.
back,
I
breadcrumbing.
have to identify. I'm not identifying.
Which
with
ones do
shit,
you
man.
identify with? Just let me know if any of these sound like something I probably have done. So, ghosting, you guys know what that is? That is when you simply stop responding to messages and appear to disappear off the face of the planet, where they can no longer contact you. That is ghosting. Now, zombieing is when you appear to have ghosted somebody, but then you pop up out of the dead with a new message out of the blue. You hit them up.
Oh, a year.
Yeah.
What's up, baby?
Stop
it do?
quoting phrases.
What I do?
Well, baby.
This generation
What it
coins
do,
the worst
baby?
phrases. Oh my
And
god.
there's a new term, benching.
Dead ass.
Benching is when you don't plan dates, but you continue to text, DM, or FaceTime someone just to keep them on the roster.
That's what you call having a team. That's what they call having a team.
But you entertain them without
whole
actually seeing
team.
them. That's benching them.
You're he's benching me. Ah.
Like when Kenneth's
Zach is
situation
benching
that
me.
he described about being bought 2K20 simply to keep him occupied
But no,
while
he was
she
benched.
goes out
No,
and deals with
But
other
that was
niggas.
your girlfriend, though. You said
No,
No, I didn't say
no,
no.
no,
I didn't
no,
say
don't imply that.
Oh, so you
It
wait
was
a
just
minute.
it was a generous charitable gift,
A donation, if you will.
a donation, if you will,
Damn.
from a constituent.
My
You just like here,
constituents.
play with this video game.
Yes.
I'm gonna let these other niggas play.
That
my
was the
pussy.
joke I read. I was here with my constituents,
Wow.
not my co-host. Me and my constituents.
Jesus.
But there's
And then there's
also
breadcrumbing.
breadcrumbing when
Please.
you send random, non-committable messages without ever committing to something worthwhile.
breadcrumb. Oh, breadcrumbs for you.
It's basically leading somebody on to
So,
nothing.
I mean, but you don't fall for breadcrumbs unless you're a fucking bird. Right?
which happens.
I said that.
Don't care. That's what it stands for. Just don't care. He don't care about you bird ass
Breadcrumbing.
bitches out here.
Jesus.
Damn pigeon ass motherfucker.
You hear that, Bishop?
Breadcrumbing. That's so
Don't
weird.
do Yo, y'all niggas canceled.
Yo, he's
I'm not-
breadcrumbing me. Like, I would be like, I'm like, what do you say to that? You're breadcrumbing me.
You
Don't
ghost them.
sandbag me.
You know, ghost
You
them.
sandbags better.
No, send the ghost emoji and never hit him back
Oh,
up.
this dude's sandbagging me.
gotta speak that like-
That would be
You always
hilarious.
look at the ghost emoji, he's just like lit. Is like,
Just send Danny Phantom. Just like, yep.
Just disappear like
The more you knew,
exactly.
you should have known.
Also going around was not just those new phrases going around. There's also been these memes going around about toxic men.
And SpongeBob.
Toxic men.
All right, I'm head out.
We talking about body odor. We're talking about what are we
shit.
talking about? Toxic men.
Body
You know what?
odor.
Toxic. But what about toxic femininity? Like no one.
Oh,
people
we-
act like females
no.
are toxic.
DC,
Ah,
we
Break
talk
up with
about
your
that.
boyfriend. I'm bored. Is that?
They
is that not
talk about
toxic?
that all the time.
That's fucking.
That is a
toxic.
They're
very
bitter.
common. That's
They're
a
bitter.
very common
Evan's
thing.
just bitter.
Shut up. My constituent. I'm talking to DC. We talk about that a lot on the
Yeah.
show. Like the other week, we were talking about a very, very
About a
important
week, I'm about
topic
to be
dear to my
replaced.
heart that I honestly feel like
about to be replaced.
women do not care about men's feelings.
Yes, they do.
No.
Men have no
Yes,
room
they
for
do,
failure.
But
Yes,
they
they
feel
do. Your
like,
mama-
but they feel like we
Outside
don't
of your
care
mama-
about theirs though. Mostly.
That your mama cares about your feelings. Nigga got mad.
Don't tell me
Yeah,
my
my
mom
mama-
care about me.
I don't know. I think it's a thing where it's like it's cool to posture like that these days. I think it's like a cool to like be like, oh yeah, fuck his feelings, or like fuck dudes. And
I don't think women have ever cared about men's feelings.
No,
Oh, jeez.
I think they kind of have.
When?
I think they have because like
Outside of a family member, when? Please.
They're more sensitive than us.
they
us?
They can. No, they're more sensitive.
they're more sensitive in their nature.
Women
though.
Yes,
don't care
in their nature.
about
Yes.
men's feelings.
Yes, they can. They can have the
I
capacity.
didn't say
to do
can.
so.
They just don't. They can. Oh, of course they
Do
can.
we care
they
about
choose
it?
not to.
Do we
I
care
understand
about
Yes,
that
we
in a
have
sense?
to.
No,
They force us to.
We have to.
That's
They
true
force
because
us.
there are jokes that I'll withhold from seeing a girl. Like I'll make a lot of jokes that might offend her, piss her off, but then she would say things to me that are like straight, like, and it's just like she was like, "Oh, you're so mean."
Shouldn't we just be real then?
Yeah, but
If you
it's,
And
feel
then
like
we
it's
get-
going to be
then
offensive,
we
then
get
you
called
shouldn't
to be an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. And as a man, you feel like there are things that
That
you
is
shouldn't
dismissive
say to a
of
girl.
our
They can
feelings.
be appreciative of your honesty. If you're
They
joking,
never
No,
do.
it doesn't.
No,
It doesn't work
it
like
could
that.
be.
No.
Yeah.
They're not just gonna
Let me
appreciate.
let me
your
hear him
honesty.
out.
No. Okay. So let's say that you want to withhold a joke from your woman. Is it not on you to know exactly how to approach your woman or not with said joke? I mean, if you're
Nah, I'm
if
saying the
you
joke
feel
I
like you
want.
have to hold back, then are you really supposed to be with said woman?
Yeah, but I mean,
Wouldn't that just be another determining factor of where you
You
should
can say it
be
in
and
the
who
most
you should be
respectful
with?
way, and they can still take it wrong.
Okay,
In the
that's
tone of
fine,
voice,
but you can still
time of
explain
day. 'Cause
yourself.
Because no,
It's all
it
about
doesn't matter
communicating.
because they'll still
You gotta
blame. They
communicate.
will blame it on the tone of voice,
Kenneth,
time
jump
of
in.
day.
Jump in,
I
come
don't
on.
know.
They will blame it on the time of day, what they were doing.
Kenneth, what did
They'll
she
bring
do?
up something last week. How many times have you argued with a woman and she brought up some irrelevant ass point
Yes,
from weeks ago
but
to
it
make you
comes
to
back.
change the
But it comes
argument
back. It
to
comes
make
back.
you mad? And now they
Listen,
talking about you having an
I've had
attitude
to deal
at
with
them.
this for at least.
So you know
I get it, but to
that
continuously
person care about your
No, no.
feelings?
Yes, they
No.
did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Definitely. There's
Yes,
to
they
some
did.
degree.
No, they
yes,
didn't.
they did.
It's like a weird yes and no with the. I guess
It
it always
is
is when it
because
comes
we're
to
on
women,
two
right? It is
different
yes and no.
sides.
Because I feel like they don't really care as, like they care because they definitely care about
Now,
shit more than we do.
I
But
asked this, DC.
Yeah.
Are we basing this on our past experiences with women that we've been involved with, or just in
if I
general?
was basing it off that, I'd definitely say I've met some girls that care a lot. Yeah.
So we can't just say and generalize the entire group that as Evan is being shaded.
But it's like I
behind
was saying, it's the
argument.
posturing
Get
of
back on the mic.
everyone likes to posture like, oh, I don't need this person. It's either right dudes like fuck
Because they
bitches get
see
money.
it
Women are
as
like,
the-
oh, I don't need men, fuck men or whatever. And
But they see it that as the group mindset.
Yeah, it is.
Mob
It's
mentality
a mob
sometimes.
mentality, and the thing about all women don't like the people. Like the things that are supposed to work for you as a woman in society to like get ahead. If those things aren't working for a certain girl, then she might be more of a feminist than a girl who can get passes because of her looks and. She has it easy with men. Men like her. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there's a type of people who seem to want to be feminists all the time, and then there's some women who
Convenient.
it's
Convenient
Is it
feminists.
convenient or like a lot of people? Like, because the internet is that thing where it's like a community thing where it's like, well, I feel like I can belong in this feminist circle. Whereas there's a woman out there who gets whatever she wants all the time. She feels less obligated. The man's world works for her in a sense because she gets what she wants from men or out of life.
Yeah.
But the women who don't feel like things are unfair. It's just like fighting for anti-body shaming and equality and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, but even if it's still women who are less attractive and don't have a particular figure are still gonna.
They can sell feet pics.
No, but that's the thing.
No,
There's still
There's a market.
Nah,
women
Yeah,
who
for
are
Gabe.
beautiful are still gonna be
No.
preferred.
We know niggas who will buy feet pics.
Nah.
Shout out Gabe.
In society, though, I feel like it's still the same way it is. Like even the women people who are not so attractive are still gonna get treated in that way. Like as.
But those women who are unattractive still find a way to make money from men.
Yeah. Well, just in general.
They can hit the strip club,
Oh, my
especially in New York,
But
where
it's
the
usually-
bartenders are more attractive than the strippers.
But
They can
that's the
sell
whole thing.
feet
There's so many
pictures.
different
Fam.
parts to it because it's like.
Yeah, you won't date a bartender though.
Never.
Why not? Oh, because you feel.
Wait, would you-
flirting?
Okay,
DC
wait a minute.
yeah.
Let me ask DC this question because y'all will phrase it wrong. This is a age-old question that's been going on since the dawn of time of
Yeah.
us starting this podcast. DC Williams,
That's me.
Cultured man.
extraordinaire,
Renaissance
Oh my
man.
God.
comedian extraordinaire. Who do you think has the better qualities of a better girlfriend, like to make up of a better girlfriend? A stripper or a bartender?
to qualities to make a better girlfriend?
Who possesses the qualities
Who
of
would you
a better girlfriend?
Neither.
No, but you had to
I
pick.
had to
Yo,
pick.
who-
Make it a drink
Not
between
who
a
would you date? Who
And she can make it
possesses
bounce
the
on the
better
ass. She can make it a drink and
quality.
make it bounce on the ass.
of a better girlfriend? Think of the skill set a stripper has,
I would
and think
go
of the
with a
skill set
bartender.
a bartender has to
I
have.
would
Now
go with a
why?
bartender.
Wait, let's go why.
Because a bartender has to deal with a lot of dudes flirting with her all the time and trying to get free drinks. And
Exactly.
She could very well be over it, whereas a stripper always has to play either very interested or, there's her the role that she plays, she might have to go too far, too often. And a bartender is a, I'm not saying it, like, a bartender, in my opinion, is a respectable job, and you can make a lot of money as a bartender, and I think you build interesting conversations. But a stripper, for me,
You've had interesting conversations with bartenders.
no, not me.
I don't think it's
Not
possible.
me.
I don't think it's possible. I don't know why these niggas is looking at me
Wow.
like,
Me?
oh, yeah, bartenders is ill. No, they're not. They don't have interest. They don't have
I
no
get him
conversational
paid. They're
skills.
getting
Either
paid
buy
to
this drink or
talk to
get the
you.
fuck away
Reason
from
why
my
they're
bar.
getting paid to
I'm
talk
on
to you.
Instagram
They're
Live.
getting paid
Leave
to
me
talk to
alone.
you. They're getting paid to talk to you,
They don't-
Evan.
no, they're
But
not.
they don't want to talk to
Here's
you,
why,
Evan.
though.
They
But
don't
they
give
will
a
talk
fuck
the
about
money
you
out of
working
you,
ass.
and they will give you
No.
more for less.
No.
A female bartender might
they-
have some creative interest, though, or something
Yes,
else that
yes.
she has going on. A
What?
stripper is
Photography.
If a stripper is really a full-time
Music.
stripper making it work,
She makes
she's hitting the
beats.
club a lot. She's probably making.
I'm bringing a
70,
stripper to this
80,000 a
podcast.
year, I don't know, but
I am bringing strippers and
All right,
bartenders
now-
to this podcast.
Yes.
Well,
We're gonna-
We can. Yeah. You can do that. You can do that.
Episode
I'm not really into strippers
You
like
can do
that.
that.
Other topics, 'cause we ain't got much time left.
7 types of toxic women.
But we talked
7
about that.
types?
But let me hit the toxic guys. Let me hit the toxic guys first. Let me do the toxic guys and you do the toxic women. There's 4 types of toxic guys out there.
Wait, only 4?
Only 4 or 5.
Only
There's
4.
So many
See,
types
this
of
is
toxic
the discrepancy
I didn't
that
make
we
the
have.
memes, bro.
Word.
I didn't make the memes.
We're just
I'm
reporting the
yeah,
news.
We're
Exactly.
just reporting.
Let-
Please don't
can,
shoot
can
me.
me
Aight.
can me and my constituent talk?
You got it. Yeah.
Exactly.
You got the.
All right. So
we've
you
been
start
canceled.
off with the no initiative guy. That is a guy that texts a woman things like, when I'ma see you, he calls you but never makes plans for anything. He has to feel your vibe out before actually going out with you. He probably has a girlfriend on the low and he texts you things like you be playing. That is the no initiative guy. Then we have the player. The player has 5 women with him right now. Nah. Always says
he has a
the
roster.
right
That's the same
thing.
as the first one, though.
He always says the right thing. He calls all women the term love. But we're not even together, though. He says things like that. He might be social media famous, and his phone is always on silent. Then we have the inconsistent guy who texts back late as fuck, seems super interested, then he disappears because of quote unquote life. He also might, text you every 3 months, and he's entertaining his ex most likely. That's the inconsistent guy. Then we have the quote unquote good guy who posts all of his accomplishments on social media. He does volunteer work just to post it on social media. He's entitled as fuck. He has poor communication skills. And he's the type of guy who says things like females never like good guys anymore. And he also is known to guilt trip women.
None of those people sound like.
lit.
What about the guys who are just like emotionally unstable guys? That's what. That's what needs to be on there because that's
no,
what.
I think
I
that
was,
was
I was like, which one of these are me? Like who?
emotionally
I can't relate
unstable.
with
That
these
sounds
people.
like the no initiative guy.
Oh yeah.
That sounds
So
like
it's
the
kind
no
of like you
initiative.
just compartmentalize them into these little.
Those are.
But then we have the 7 toxic
Jesus.
types of women.
Jesus.
I've
oh,
dated
God.
many of these, but please tell us.
First off, we've got the insecure girl who zooms in on all the girls in your pics, automatically hates every girl around you, pressed about whose pics you're liking, may go through your phone, and always says things like, I don't get along with girls.
Trash.
I got
You've
one.
got the curve queen. You got the curve queen who's got a great personality and is fun as fuck. No one ever knows who they've dated. She barely replies to texts and is always quote unquote busy when you want to hang out and says things like we should link.
Damn.
Boo, get the fuck out of here.
Damn.
We've got the heartless girl who only hits you up at night, acts like the homie when y'all are out.
That's like the whole.
Known to pop up with a new man if things get shaky.
Damn.
Emotional
Yeah, I hate to
emotional
see
as
it.
fuck, but that's none of your business. And has 200 unread texts.
That's kind of lit.
Boo, get the fuck
That's
out of
kind of
here.
lit though.
Then you've got the pick me girl who can make Alfredo 5 different ways. Says things like, I don't know how y'all wear all that makeup. She's a homebody. She's always judging other women. Dude. agrees with everything you say.
That's, nah, man.
Then we move on to the crazy girl, who's a huge B. Simone fan. She's known to pop up.
What?
Wears sneakers often.
Skip that one.
May destroy your property. Usually generous as fuck. Says things like, I'm crazy about mines. And also knows the password to your phone.
These aren't real, man.
What? I've dated at least 4 of these women. What are you talking about?
Wait. We've got 2 more.
Oh, there's 2
We've
more.
got
My
2
fault.
more.
2 more.
The head over heels girl who loves the idea of love is always posting relationship goals.
The girls who love
She's
love.
never completely single. Ignores blatant red flags.
Gotta keep it boyfriend.
And says things, my toxic trait is I love too hard.
I like that last one.
Boo, get the fuck out of here.
And last but not least, we've got the user.
Oh yeah.
She knows a guy for literally everything.
Oh yeah.
She
LA
never
girls.
waits in lines, always walks right into every function.
Boo, get the fuck out of here.
Is somehow always on vacation but never shows who she's with.
Yo.
But says things like, I hate broke niggas.
Boo, get the fuck out of here.
Or like worse, it's like some Yogi Deep quote under a picture of her
Oh, my
busting it wide open.
Wait.
Yo, y'all niggas canceled. They don't.
Now,
That's
who
not,
doesn't enjoy some good old busting it open every 7 a.m.?
Busting it open with a deep quote, with a deep quote in the caption.
Deepak show.
Yeah, and I got some deep comments. So,
Wow.
have you dated any of these women?
Yes.
Hey.
Have you really?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean,
I
I feel
definitely
like
dated some girls who love love. Who
I've
love the
definitely-
idea of just
I've definitely dated like a crazy girl. I've dated
doesn't get along with other girls. That always kills me.
But
But
these are just different types that someone.
but
made up.
that should be the list should be half long because those traits could be in
Yeah, you can, yeah,
one
yeah,
shit.
you can change them and move them around.
it's like
Three of
Legos.
those things could be in one girl, like
Yeah.
the love or too possessive.
Of course, you can interchange them because
yeah.
when I was describing the guys, like I'm like 50-50 between like 2 guys, and then there's
Yeah.
other qualities of myself that just aren't listed yet.
right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. But that's crazy. 7. But all that really toxic though? Like how? Like I feel like we're so
You don't think it's toxic that she knows a password to your phone and will pop up like wherever
Not
you
with-
want?
and then claims it's woman intuition.
but like the thing is though,
I just had a feeling.
what's so what makes something toxic? Is it because it's affecting you in a
Because it's not
negative
healthy
way?
to the progress of the relationship.
Yeah.
Right, but that's the thing though. Why does everyone assume on dating apps like women and men? It's just like you can't and women have to know certain guys. Like you can't assume that every guy is it's gonna go to the next level. Like you can kind of assess that. Even as a dude, you can see that in a girl and be like, oh, like I mean, I'd probably go here with her, but I'm not going there. In terms of relationship. But I feel like some women,
Nah, I'm going there.
women always seem to be more disappointed. Where it's just like he was always kind of a disappointment.
Women
Like,
know
just-
from Jump Street, but they
Yeah.
think they can change them.
And
And there's guys who do the same
maybe
too.
It's not bad that.
That is just a human- that is a human emotion.
Women give you a chance. It's just that. It's just like sometimes it's just. I feel like even both parties.
You go
sometimes,
against
we
your
expect
better
too much.
judgment.
Like some motherfuckers expect sex all the time and text
Not
and,
all the time.
And babe, don't see nobody else, but also like I kind of want to fuck other people. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
all. So come on.
But that's what I'm saying. That
But
shit
no-
that's
But
toxic.
no.
Yeah.
No, I broke you off.
Nah.
And you're done. You're hanging it. You're hanging it up for the night.
You want to keep it on the bench. You want to keep it on the roster.
no.
Because you got to
She's-
start in 3.
I'm
but
just
you wanna,
saying she's done for the night. I have more dick to drop off. I'm Santa Claus in the situation. So I have other.
That was
really
nice.
comes
That was
out
nice.
once,
That was a nice
and
layup.
that's
That was
it.
nice.
No, I
layup.
wasn't.
Nice
No,
reverse
no,
layup.
don't,
There you go.
I
don't
drop dick
high-five
off
that.
and I
No.
stay there. I drop
Yeah,
dick
you
off
guys
once
basically verbally
for the
did.
night, and that's
That's
it.
a hobo.
Wherever I drop dick is where I'm sleeping. I'm not fucking leaving.
That is a hobo.
To go drop dick nowhere else.
You are slaying dick for a place to sleep. That is know your worth,
All right,
King.
gentlemen, haven't we all been pressed to be able to do that one time or
What?
Dick
another
gets dropped
I would
off
love
here,
to.
I'm fucking.
No, because you know why? The time I did it, I wasn't offered a drink. I didn't get no water. She had poor hospitality.
Some girls
I
do
didn't
have
feel
bad
welcome at all, but
hosting
you gonna let me
abilities.
sleep there. Come on.
Some chicks
So you
do
gave
have
her-
really
so you
bad
gave
She
her-
hosting
said,
welcome?
she said you're more than welcome to spend the night. Then I get all these like, come on, like
So her B&B, you only gave it like 1 star.
I gave it 1 star, and I told my niggas.
Wait, have you? Oh, nah.
Yeah, it'll be an awful world if like motherfuckers have. If you can review
All right, we're back with another Drama for Your Mama. DC, you're new here. You don't know what's going on right now. Let me tell you something right now. This is the segment of the show where it's typically around the end where I just interrupt everybody and I come in with a wild, scandalous story before we end this pod.
What up, Jimmy?
Jimmy back.
New Jersey man scams women out of $2.1 million on online dating apps.
And his name is Evan Combest.
Is it true, Evan? Nah, Jimmy, chill. So it's not Evan. Sources say it's not Evan.
Sources close to Evan.
It is.
Oh, nigga, D.
a New Jersey lady for what?
Nah, a New Jersey man scammed.
A New Jersey man is accused of allegedly taking $2.1 million by wooing women online with words of love.
Damn, that's.
I need his email address.
Yeah, bro. And you know what? I low-key support it because I'm tired. There's too many chicks out here. All right, asking for money through Venmo on dating websites.
What?
And niggas sending money and they don't send them nothing.
Venmo?
And
Wait,
that's a scam.
wait,
Nigga,
hold
DC
up.
is looking for a place
That
to stay, and
shit
these bitches is charging him, and he's had
That
enough.
shit is God. What's up? I'm not with it.
Talking about
Honor your
PayPal
business
in my
model.
bio.
For real.
Fuck out of here.
I know they used to be like add me. They be on Tinder like add me on Venmo. Like what?
That's crazy.
add you on Venmo.
I'm gonna block you on Facebook.
That's crazy.
To see what? To see your regular boobs? It's not even like it's not
Just
even
for a
like
feet
it's
pic. I mean,
yeah,
jeez.
you're just a regular girl.
Shout out, Gabe.
Poor
Like-
Gabe.
Like there, dude. If
Hey, running my
shit,
nigga
man.
broke.
There's really a whole industry out there for dudes who do not get laid. That shit is crazy.
It is.
That
It's
shit is
called
fucking
pornography.
crazy. You could sell but you could sell your panties. There's dudes out there who want,
yeah, in
who willing
Japan.
to pay for shit like that. And you're just like,
There are niggas
damn,
out there
son.
who paid for some girl's bathwater. And they,
What the
like,
fuck?
Yeah,
And then they want to drink it. They want it to be sent back to them so they can.
Yeah.
No,
and
that's
then, no, and then
nasty
they
as
got
fuck.
no, and then like mad at them got
Look
like
how
fucking
easy
herpes
it is to
and
make
some
a
shit
dollar.
from it.
Yeah, no shit. What the
Yo,
fuck?
imagine
Like-
a nigga just sends you like pasta water and it's like, yo, what the fuck?
No, I thought he was just gonna say hot dog water.
That would be the equivalent.
Some
That'd
fish
be the
water or
equivalent.
some shit. Bathe my pussy with this. Here.
Yeah,
Definitely Rockaway water.
That's
That's terrible.
Yeah, you
All
start
right.
catch fucking
Guys,
hepatitis.
all right, we got to end the show. But before we go, I just want to say, a new study finds that vegans are
Vegans
20%
and vegetarians, like
20% more likely to suffer from a stroke.
So
And then-
I
no,
guess
and
I'm
then I
out
was
here about
raised
to
vegan,
no,
die.
but then
man. My
like
family's vegan.
like a bunch of vegans are like, oh, this is propaganda by the meat industry saying
Oh, for
some
sure.
shit. That,
For sure. They're going to lobby. Yeah.
Yeah, of course it was, and that's why
Yeah.
they were boycotting Chick-fil-A in Toronto, the very first one.
ain't nobody
And
had a
niggas
dying.
stepped right over them to get into that Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, man.
I will be.
They had a
Excuse
whole
me.
dying. You know how offensive that is to people back then who had a sit-in that died in the damn protest.
Yeah,
Nah.
you hate to see it.
yeah,
Well, let's pretend to die.
Pardon me, hey, I'm about to get in there and get me a cheese sandwich. Eh?
Listen, guys, we got to end the show.
That's-
Fuck
that was
these
my-
gay
DC,
people, eh?
Thank you for coming.
Thank
What's
you,
up,
DC.
Now,
No problem, ladies.
Yeah, thanks.
honor the business model. If it's tit for tat or pics for tits, whatever it is, chips for tits, send it. Send the pictures. Don't have the money come and you don't
Ladies, be
honor your
spontaneous.
end of
Send
the
the nude
bargain,
first.
man.
Word.
And all you got to do is send in pictures. And honestly, like I do, girls ask for a dick pic. I'm like, fuck it. I'll send them a picture of a white dude's dick. I don't even care.
Niggas sending dicks that ain't
Like,
his.
whatever,
You didn't
dude.
specify, mom.
Yeah, you did
You
it.
didn't specify.
You did it.
So, homie, yo, my
But yeah,
man.
Very
Yo,
good
my-
comedy show tonight, 7:30. Just plugging. Sorry.
Exactly. Guys, any predictions for the week?
I predict that one of us is gonna get canceled.
One of us.
Yo, y'all niggas canceled.
Oh, damn, Tone, we getting
Yeah, hate to
canceled.
see it.
Kenneth, any predictions for the week? Any plans? Any predictions? What we do? Come on.
Well, I got some stuff coming from eBay, getting ready for Halloween. So
Yeah,
Getting ready for Halloween.
Listen, man,
I've
those
never heard
pumpkin
anybody say
spice
that.
lattes is on the market.
Word.
It's spooky season.
Yeah,
Damn.
shit is
Also,
getting
I
real
just want to
spooky.
let the world know that Akai didn't invite us to that barbecue you was talking about last week.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yo, you hate to
That
see it.
barbecue got canceled.
Uh-huh.
Why were you
Also,
there?
I think I wasn't there.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't anywhere.
I saw your
but you know
leg in
where
a
I
snap.
will be this Saturday?
Where?
Ifty.
Oh,
We're gonna have another Ifty. It's coming up. Tone Viera, the host with the most. Evan
Tone
Combest
Viera.
will also be hosting. Come on down to New Eureka's Poet Cafe. No, it's gonna be a pod cafe. The pod Poet Cafe. It's gonna be a potluck. Bring corned beef hash, all that shit.
Doors open at what time?
8:30,
You guys
9
know what a
o'clock.
potluck is, right?
8:30.
All the men is a black-
8:30.
That
Doors
means bring your
open.
pot and be lucky if you got a good pot.
You know what a potluck is if you went to church or some shit.
8:30. Doors open. New Eureka's Poets Cafe. That is on East 3rd between Avenue B and Avenue C. Get your tickets this Saturday, September 14th.
Not this Saturday,
We
get
will
them
see
before.
you there. Tone is hosting. I will be hosting as well. We will be
Lit.
performing with amazing
Me and Akai will be in the
lineup.
crowd.
Make sure to throw tomatoes.
I'm trying to get on some shows, man. I'm trying to come through, man. Let me know.
Come through, support
Wanna
if
do
you're a
some
comic.
spots.
Who knows? But
You ain't getting no spots though, nigga.
Who knows?
who knows?
You'll
But-
never know who shows
Depending on how
up.
well you support, we'll give you a
Exactly.
spot.
But guys, yeah, shout
about
out.
it?
Yeah, shout out to Jade. Shout out to City World Radio. Shout out to Sky's
Thank you,
Crescent
Jade.
Radio. Shout out to Tone helping us out with the his new board.
Shout
Ro-
out DC for
Shout out,
coming
through.
yeah,
thank you,
DC
guys.
Williams. Thank you for
Shout
coming
out.
out.
Shout out to
Appreciate
you
it.
Thank you,
guys.
thank you
Yeah.
very
Thank you,
much.
Evan.
for
Thank
coming
you,
out.
Kevin. Thank you, Akai. Could I call you Acai?
No, it's
Is it-
Kenneth.
Oh, Kenneth. My bad. My bad.
Actually, it's. Hold on, where's the button?
Gone full Kenny now.
Ooh.
Is it ACAI or AKAI?
AKAI.
Oh, okay. That was
AKAI.
a stupid wordplay joke I just tried.
And
I
I
don't
thought I
wanna
was
say it.
over.
You are
wanna say it.
you're 1 for 7.
I'm like, I feel like I'm like 1 for 2 or some shit.
But guys,
1 for 8.
wait, hold on. I gotta put the song back on to
Uh-oh.
end the pod.
To
Yeah,
We gotta end it.
yeah, we gotta
Close
fade
this
me out.
please.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta fade me out.
Gotta make sure.
Fade me out, nigga.
Sing it.